Do you want to see a motivational and personal improvement movie? In this video, we'll leave you a top 10 list with the best options. Let's start. Number 10. Stronger. After the Boston Marathon bombings in 2013, many people lost their lives while others were seriously injured. In an instant that changed his life, Jeff Bowman was a survivor of the attack who lost both legs in it. Bowman became a symbol for the city and his country, who together with his girlfriend Erin struggled to accept this new condition of life, seeking refuge in the positive, not in what they lost, but in what they gained, leaving victorious from such a terrible experience. Film was inspired by the true story of Jeff Bowman.
I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with you again someday.
Number 9. The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. Jean-Dominique Bauby was one of France's most respected journalists, quickly rising to the position of editor at Elle magazine. He divided his time between his demanding job, social life, and still struggled to find time to care for his elderly father. On December 8, 1995, his life took a drastic turn due to an accident. Bauby became completely paralyzed, except for his left eyelid. At first, he felt trapped by anger and later fell into a deep depression. However, a glimmer of hope remained as he devised a new way to communicate through blinking, ultimately writing his memoir using this method. The Diving Bell and the Butterfly is the true story of Jean-Dominique Bauby, as reflected in the eponymous work he wrote through his incredible resilience. Number 8. Tick Tick Boom. It tells the story of an aspiring musical theater composer in New York City. While awaiting his big break, John writes a play that he hopes will become a major musical. As his 30th birthday approaches, he becomes overwhelmed with anxiety, questioning whether his seemingly impossible dream is worth pursuing.
Maybe I'm just wasting my time.
Do you know how many Jonathan Larsons there are? One.
If you like top movies, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell to see more videos like this. Number 7. The Wrestler. Randy Robinson is a former wrestling star who found success in the 1980s. Now, Robinson lives alone in a small trailer he can barely afford. The meager income he earns comes from exhibition gigs at high school gyms or third-rate wrestling rings on weekends. During a match for old fans, Robinson suffers a heart attack, leading doctors to perform a bypass. Consequently, they force him to permanently retire from the sport he loves, leaving behind the fans and the adrenaline of the show. Faced with this unexpected change, the ex-wrestler sets out to rebuild his life. He starts working at a supermarket warehouse to reconnect with his abandoned daughter. Additionally, he aims to end his loneliness and decides that the best thing is to win over Cassidy.
I'm an old, broken-down piece of meat, and I deserve to be all alone. I just don't want you to hate me.
Number 6. Peaceful Warrior. Dan Millman is a promising athlete who dreams of winning Olympic gold in his category. He has everything he needs, a career that leads him straight to success. He rides fast motorcycles, has friends to party with, girls, and a lot of fun. But everything is about to take a change when a tragic accident takes him away from sports and threatens to leave him disabled for life. His world closes all doors to him, and it seems like he won't be able to climb out of the hole until he meets a mysterious man at a gas station. With him, he will open his mind and learn that the limits are only set by himself.
Everything has a purpose, even this, and it's up to you to find it.
Number 5. The Horse Whisperer. Annie lives with her daughter, Grace, a teenager who adores horses. Their friend Judith also shares this passion, so one day they decide to go horseback riding. What begins as a peaceful ride turns into tragedy when they are hit by a truck. In the unfortunate accident, Judith and her horse die, and Grace and her horse Pilgrim are seriously injured. As time passes, both Grace and her horse have become different beings. The young girl is immersed in deep depression over the loss of her friend, and Pilgrim is now an untamed horse due to fear. Annie does not remain indifferent to such tragedy and decides to move to Montana, where Tom Brooker, a horse trainer with a good reputation in the area, lives. Apparently, this man has the gift of calming and taming horses through whispers.
Come on!
Number 4. Lion. Inspired by the incredible true story of Saru, a 5-year-old boy living with his humble family in India, economic conditions are unfavorable for them, so Saru, along with his siblings, had to engage in illicit activities to survive. One day, he accompanies his brother to work, but after a momentary separation, Saru falls asleep and loses track of him. Confused, he boards the first train he sees, believing he will find his brother. This leads him on a journey to Calcutta, where, unable to speak or read the language, he discovers that he has lost his family. Eventually, Saru is taken into custody by the authorities, who, unable to locate his family, place him up for adoption. Several years later, now a young businessman living with his adoptive family in Australia, Saru cannot forget his real mother and siblings. With the help of technology, he embarks on a search for his hometown, hoping to reunite with his family.
What if you do find home and they're not even there? And you just keep searching?
I don't have a choice.
Number 3. My name is Khan. Rizwan Khan has been living with Asperger's syndrome since childhood. As an adult, Khan falls deeply in love with Mandira, a single mother living in the United States. Due to his disability, Khan is detained by US authorities based on what they deem as suspicious behavior. The protagonist will fight tirelessly to clear his name from the alleged terrorism charges he faces.
Would you come with me, sir?
Number 2. Spare parts. 4 teenagers born in Mexico but raised in Arizona make their way to a robotics competition in Santa Barbara, despite seeming to have no chance against the competition, as the other contestants clearly had more money, time, and opportunities to prepare. They soon prove that appearances aren't everything. Talent can prevail over the political and economic obstacles that have marked the lives of these students. Facing the challenges of poverty, discrimination, and a political class willing to deport the children of undocumented immigrants, regardless of their education, talent, and commitment to the growth of the United States, these 4 teenagers personally experience the circumstances that can either make dreams come true or lead to a spectacular failure. Each of the teenagers faces challenges primarily due to their origins, compounded by the limited support they can receive.
They are told that they are worthless, that they are beyond hope.
Are you really going to see this thing through?
Number 1. The Blind Side. It tells the story of Michael O'Hare, a homeless man who makes the street his home. His situation will change radically when Leigh can't help but take him in and decides to invite him to her house. What Michael does not imagine is that Leigh's family will become Little by little, the family he never had and his improved life will make him fight for his dreams even harder. The young man discovers that football is his thing and he becomes a star both off and on the field. This film is the reflection that anything can happen when you least expect it, and that generous people willing to help those in need can have unimaginable consequences.
Who is that, SJ?
Big Mike. He goes to high school here.
What is he wearing? It's below freezing.
What other self-improvement movie do you recommend? We read you in our comments. Here, we leave you more videos like this.